Hello, America, and to all watchers and listeners all over the world. Welcome to the discussion aisle, and I'm your host, Mary Hervhic Panaligan. Today's topic is all about violence against Asians. If you're an Asian, stay tuned to this show as this topic provides important and relevant information. For those parents who are watching with their kids, it is advised that today's topic is sensitive and needs parental guidance for the kids' understanding. We have 5 guests in total that will be joining us today. Different personalities with different perspective regarding about this topic. We have our two main guests, Mr. Deiparine and Miss Arado, who will be joining us face to face giving about their opinion which happened last week. Mr. Deiparine is a Chinese American citizen who just migrated in America 3 years ago. On his way to his classroom, he was confronted by Miss Arado by accusing him of stealing things and was verbally abused inside and outside the classroom. Mr. Deiparine denied these accusations about the stealing issue because he was new to the school. Friendly reminder, the views and opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host, the show, the management, and the network. So, Mr. Deiparine, would you like to share with us of what happened last week?
Last week I was excited to go to school because I'm a transferee since my mother decided to enroll me in a school near my house. Then suddenly, when I got into the classroom, my teacher called me to go to the guidance office because I stole a wallet. Then I saw her laughing together with her friends. I denied those accusations since I don't have any friends because I'm a transferee. After class, she approached me and said, "Hey Chinese virus, how about you show us some kung flu moves?" I was so embarrassed and disappointed, but I ignored her. Then, suddenly, knowing that I ignored her, she suddenly spat at my face.
I am so sorry to hear that. How about you, Miss Arado? I would like to hear from your side of the story.
Well, to be honest, I think it's not bullying because what I am saying is true, and if it is not true, why is he hurt? It was not my intention to hurt him verbally just because he is Chinese. When I saw the news about COVID, I was so anxious and angry with the Chinese people. We all know about the COVID-19 that has spread not just in our country, but to the whole world. And it was originated in their country. You would know too that at some point, you get angry at the Chinese people because they affected our homes and our lifestyle because of the virus they carry.
I would like to hear from the side of the police officer who witnessed the scene. What really happened, Mr. Longos?
I got a call from a student in their school that there was a chaos regarding about a Chinese American citizen and an American citizen. So the three of us went to the guidance office. I reprimanded him but did not push through detention. I know that I made a wrong decision, but I just can't help it because I saw the news that COVID cases were rising in our area. So it seems hypocritical and I feel guilty. In their youth, they are susceptible to their emotions. Perhaps they were merely concerned and afraid of the pandemic, and along with the anxiety, the prejudice of society led them to believe that it was acceptable to hate those who were different from them and whom they believed to be the root of the pandemic.
As you can see, folks, the issue is pretty sensitive. So we invited professionals in their respective field to give us an insight about the issue. We have our resident psychologist, Miss Mariah, and a human rights officer, Mr. Richard. Miss Mariah, would you care to give an opinion about this matter?
Based on the facts and opinions that we just heard on this broadcast, the problem is rooted from racism. Racism is an indication of a lack of psychological development and integration. Racism has been, and regrettably still is, such a major element of many human societies that it could be easy to think of it as being natural or innate. Because of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution and the survival of the fittest, early psychological theories of racism supported the dominance of one race over another. Racism is prevalent because it was beneficial for early humans to deny other groups of people access to resources. Altruism would not have helped our ancestors. Enabling other groups to share their resources would only have lowered their chances of surviving. However, they would have more resources available to them if they could enslave other races. Taking everything into account, ignoring racism won't help it go away. Instead, it keeps it going by avoiding crucial discussions about the issue and potential solutions, effectively blocking any chance of progress.
True. I also heard the incident that is happening in our country. I hope you don't mind my interruption.
You may continue, Mr. Richard.
As a human rights officer, we should follow what is implemented in accordance with the human rights obligation. This entails preserving, upholding, and defending the rights to equality and to be treated fairly. According to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, everybody is entitled to all the rights and freedom without restriction of any kind, and and that all people are born equal in dignity and rights.
Freedoms without restriction of any kind? That's very easy for you to say. How about issue between Mr. Deiparine, who just recently transferred to a new school and was being accused of stealing and even verbally abused by Miss Arado? Would you care to explain that?
Pardon me, but can I interrupt in this conversation?
Yes, sir. Feel free to do so.
Thank you. This is my opinion. The reality is that racism does exist in America. Antisemitism, homophobia, transphobia, and xenophobia all exist in America. Therefore, there is still work to do done to address injustice whenever it exists. The former president addressed COVID-19 as a Chinese virus or Kung flu, fueled the hate crime even more. We must therefore stop hating one another. While I do not discount the negative effects of bullying, I also do not consider it to be a crime. It is dangerous. It leads to trauma. However, the responsibility for their actions did not primarily rest with American citizens or young people. Additionally, they suffered from underlying racism and deep-seated hatred. They respond to what society allows them to see. Because our system for racial equality was poorly designed, the mentioned crime hatred grew more intense. I believe that it's not good to hate each other, but rather we should help together in reforming the system. We, the police, and other law enforcement agencies have been given a task in coordination with the COVID-19 Health Equity Task Force and community-based organization to issue guidance aimed at raising awareness of hate crimes during the COVID-19 pandemic.
True. What we need is to raise awareness regarding about this matter. We should suggest that Ms. Gwyn should undergo psychological counseling. It was one of the campaigns of the Office of Human Rights is currently running to encourage youth unity and awareness. We were also having troubles because of the lack of evidence. The Uniform Crime Reports program provides inaccurate and inadequate data on the incident of hate crime due to several variables. The quality and scope of the training provided to state and local law enforcement organizations on the recognition and reporting of suspected discrimination crimes is significant contributing factors. That is why we should encourage everyone who suffered against the race to report it to the authorities and seek guidance.
What? Are you saying that I'm mentally ill? I didn't even say something wrong about it because that was the truth. Maybe as we are talking right now, we were already exposing ourselves to the Chinese virus. We are all gonna die. You will infect us with a virus.
What did you say? Can't you even hear what you just said? You just accused me of stealing a wallet and even verbally abused me because I was born Chinese. I didn't even do anything wrong inside and outside the school because me and family just recently moved in. Is it a sin to be different from everyone around? I'm just like you. I get scared too. I get anxious about our safety just like you. Being in college is when I need to build up my confidence, but what now? You're ruining it. You're ruining my life. And you know what? You're more like a virus in our society. You're worse than the virus to me. You and all those people who judge our existence.
Oh, shut up. Do you think your pity will save us? Do you think that with all of your excuses, the virus will be gone?
Okay, can I request everyone to please calm down, especially to Mr. Joshua and Miss Gwyn? To end our show, I would like to hear one last opinion of the professionals on what action we can take to solve this issue.
We must comprehend both parties' perspectives, but I'm still convinced that what caused this was also what the majority believed it to be true. The authorities claim to oppose hate crimes, yet they say nothing about the way the public refers to their Asian American citizens with derogatory names. This paradoxical mindset, in my opinion, feeds the hatred among Americans. So, the true requirement is for us to take racism seriously. Therefore, I suggest there must be a counseling for the youth that can be implemented in the academy.
In addition to what Miss Mariah said, probably the school can implement activities that could strengthen the bond of youth. Whenever you are Asian or American, we must collaborate with each other to create a peaceful environment. Everyone coexists in this society, and thus everyone should also cooperate for the betterment of all.
Because there are no specific legal definition for verbal abuse. What Miss Gwen did will not be considered a crime. Verbal abuse is very broad topic. Mr. Joshua suffered harm, and that much is evident. We shall have both receive psychiatric counseling as advised by Miss Mariah and Mr. Jennald.
And it's a wrap. It was a long and sensitive topic for today's broadcast. To everyone watching the show, I hope you may be able to gain some insights and see you everyone next week for another discussion that we will be talking about. Once again, I am Mary Hervhic Panaligan, and this is The Discussion Aisle.